sir. Yes, sir. What it do, gang? We live, we back, man. Welcome back to the Golden Goose DFS show. I am your host, Chandler Blakely, aka Goose. Y'all know why I'm here, bringing you another edition of the starting five for DraftKings and FanDuel. But before we do that, y'all know it's the lineup review. So do me a small favor, man. Hit that like button. I think you'll enjoy what you're seeing, like what you're watching. And if you're new to the channel, man, you're in the right spot. It's the best kept secret in daily fantasy sports. Hit that subscribe button. Turn your notification bells on so you can be here rocking with us every day when the videos drop, alright? Let's get into this lineup review. Oh, before we do, I'm sorry. Quick touch up, man. We've been getting a lot of questions. I know we got a lot of new faces, so just a quick breakdown or overview of what we do over here. Every day I provide a starting five for you. My starting five is good for a single entry, 3 max, and 20 max contest. What I do over here is a little different from the rest of the YouTube channels. No disrespect to anybody channel. Shout out to everybody doing what you do. But most time when you watch one of these shows on the YouTube here, you're gonna get guys either running through game by game breakdowns or just throwing out plays they like and no particular build or anything like that. They just run through all the plays they like on the slate. Here I try to with my starting five. I try to give you a basis of a good build of a lineup. Like I said, that's good for single entry, 3 max, and 20 max. I try to provide a solid core plays that I think is leverage enough and has a high enough ceiling for you to try to take down one of those contests. Now, feel free to use the whole starting five if you like. Or maybe you only like 1 or 2 plays. Maybe you just like 3 plays. Take what you like and just use that as a basis and start your build, man. You may not like all 5. You may not like any of it. But if you see it in my starting 5, that's what I'm rolling with. Along with other players I have in my player pool. I don't give out my complete player pool. I'm not going to fill out the other 3 slots for you. You got to do your own homework and put your own work in around here. But I'm trying to give you a good basis and a good build to move forward with on that night slate, all right? So follow on Twitter for the updated starting 5, usually about 30 minutes before lock, all right, man? Now that that's out the way, let's get into this review from yesterday. Solid night over here on DK. This is a $12 single entry. Came in 177th place. If you caught the starting 5 yesterday, you know I went with Laurie Simons, Paul George, Najee Marshall, and Jared Allen on DraftKings. It was a decent starting 5. We knew the night was going to come down to Anthony Simons. We got him at low ownership and a great total game, but they finally gave Nurkic big minutes over there, and him and Jeremy Grant just went to town down low against the Hornets. You know we always say pick on centers against the Hornets, so take centers against the Hornets, and Nurkic got big minutes, and him and Grant destroyed. Simons or Lillard didn't do anything. It didn't matter which one you was on, but we knew we could get Simons at low ownership. He came out. It's an okay performance at 6,500. Didn't kill us, but definitely thought he was in line for a much bigger performance here. And if he got out to a good start, man, I thought he was going to give a big one and we can have a monster cash, but not in the cards for us tonight. And the rest of the starting 5, Kyle Lowry, 34% on, 41 fantasy points, solid. Knew he was going to be chalky. Paul George became to be chalk once Zion, and we didn't. The problem yesterday was you had so many value options, but no real pay up options, no real superstars to pay up to. So that was the dilemma, man. How would you get different with whether you gonna get different with your pay up options or whether you gonna get different with your value options? Because you had so much value across the board. So it ran up the ownership on Paul George a little bit, but that was my guy, man. I told you I like to stick to my guns. I don't care. Ownership was at 38%. He gave you 62 fantasy points in him. I don't know how it went higher, better performance in the OT game. Went pretty much about the highest scoring game on the night. You got exactly what you wanted. But 62 from PG-13, definitely solid right there. 35% on Najee Marshall, 59%. I knew he was gonna be chalked, but they had all their wings was out, so he had no choice but to play big minutes. 38 fantasy points from him. And then Son of Jared Allen. This is what I try to get different at, man, because it was so much. You didn't know what the Pelicans were going to do, especially with Nance being back. And they still have Hernan Gomez and Jackson Hayes. Any of those guys could have got run. Miami, we didn't know who the starting center was going to be. Everybody thought it was going to be Orlando Robinson. Ended up being Jokic. So just I felt like one of those 6K guys could be the difference maker. I was right because it ended up being Sengun Nurkic, but I just picked the wrong 6K guy, Jared Allen here. 3% on. Got him in low on. Love the spot against the Brooklyn Nets. He gave us right at 30 fantasy points. Just okay for his price tag. But like when you got guys in that same price range like Nurkic who crush and Sengun, it's just going to be rough for us right here. But still did enough to make us cash in this spot here. Jose Alvarado, everybody's chalk. Pelican was just so shorthanded going against the Pacers. 52% on. He gave us 22 fantasy points. Then I wanted to get Anthony Edwards here. Everybody was going to those Miami guys. I knew those Miami guys was in play, but nobody was really wanting to come back with the Timberwolves guys outside of Gobert. I knew Anthony Edwards is a guy who can give you a big number. And if the game is, I felt like Minnesota was going to win the game with everybody being out for Miami over there. Miami ended up, winning it, but I knew Edwards could possibly lead the charge. He was very solid, 51 fantasy points. And then at the bottom, Jackson Hayes. It was a really originally Orlando Robinson or whatever, but once they said Jokic was starting, I pivoted and went to Jackson Hayes. So it ended up working out, even though Orlando Robinson worked out as well. If you had to stay with him, I just didn't want to chance it since he ain't start. But 307 came in 177 place, won $20 over here in this $12 single entry. Let's go look at FanDuel, see my best lineup over there. FanDuel, this is my best lineup was in the 3 max, the $3 max over here, 344. At the top, if you caught the starting 5 on FanDuel, it was kind of similar. It was Laurie, Simons, Hero, and it was Hernan Gomez and Zubac. But like I said, it was Hernan Gomez, but once I seen Jackson Hayes was starting, I pivoted off Hernan Gomez to Hayes in this particular lineup right here. All right, CJ McCollum, 35% on. 37 fans points, just okay. The other guys really stepped up. Graham, Alvarado, all the other guys outside of CJ really carried the load as they blew out the Pacers here. Laurie was solid at 30% on. Anthony Simons once again. Man. That price should probably, he gonna even be cheaper even next time out. I'm gonna have to keep playing him. Like, I hate to say it because if his price tag this game and nobody really playing him, he's gonna be cheaper the next time. He might be about. Oh man, he can't fall to the 5s, but he gonna be 6'1", 6'2". He's gonna fall after this performance. Paul George at the shooting guard, 12% on, big monster number, 62%. 62 fantasy points at 12% on. I told you, he was the poster boy for yesterday's video. I told you I was Paul George everywhere. Tyler Hero, 34% on, 34 fantasy points, just okay over here. TJ Warren, man, it was a play I was on. I had him on DraftKings as well. I wish I had got more of him. I was debating putting him in the starting 5, but I felt like it was too risky for single entries in 3 max. You just didn't know what his playing time was going to be. But got him right here at 7% on. He had a monster game, 40 fantasy points, crushing for us. Jackson Hayes, of course, at 37 fantasy points. And then Bojan Bogdanovic right here, just getting a run back to this Clippers game, and it was just a price wise, just a amount of salary I had left over. I felt like he could be a solid play. 12% on gave us 35 fantasy points. Then Zubac down here 5% on with 30 fantasy points as well. All right. So there you have it. There came in 379th place, 344. Let's get to today's slate, man. Got it queued up for y'all at the top. Monster 10-game slate. You know how it's going to go. This slate could drastically change. By lock, it is going to drastically change, especially if that Sabonis news comes out. Sabonis is the biggest piece of news right now. That's going to drastically change that last game of the evening. But let's get into this breakdown. At point guard, at the top, yes, sir. Tyrese Halliburton, 9K. Give me Tyrese Halliburton. I know if you took him last night, he let you down. And he let down a lot of people that took him because he was a little chalky. But I know that's going to keep the ownership down today. But he got a great matchup against these Atlanta Hawks. He's still carrying. He averaging a double-double with assists, man. He just didn't quite have the assist last night. I expect him to bounce back here in this spot. At 9K, I love this price tag right here. Going against the Atlanta Hawks, man, give me Tyrese Halliburton. I know he's going to come in at lower ownership as there's a lot of good guard plays on today's slate, but just because he failed everybody, I love the matchup. I love going to Tyrese Halliburton right here, 9K. Love the price decrease. At the shooting guard, this is just simply a price play. Pardon me, gang. OG Anunoby, 6,200. I know it's a tough matchup because the Clippers, they coming off of they on the second night of a back-to-back, but OG Anunoby just too cheap for the minutes he's gonna play. He could play, it's Toronto. He could play 40 minutes in a close game. At 6,200, he can destroy this price tag. You saw him do it last time out, dropping at 44 fantasy points. I definitely got a lot of interest in OG Anunoby at 6,200. Coming at small 4, I won't look at Michael Porter Jr. 5,900. I know they said he's supposed to be limited, but he played 35 minutes last game, man. In a matchup here against the Kings, great matchup. Definitely one of the higher total games on the slate, but like I said, this could drastically change if Sabonis is out. So we definitely gonna have to revisit this with that Sabonis news. But you know what it is. Michael Porter Jr., he's a scorer, he's a shooter. He can get hot, find a 3-ball. He can definitely fill it up for you. A little rebounding upside there. He can approach double-digit rebounds. So Michael Porter Jr. can get it done in a couple of ways over here against these Sacramento Kings. I like taking a chance on them at 5,900. At the power forward spot, this is another one. Yeah, we saw Brunson leave the Christmas Day game, did not return. If Jalen Brunson is out, man, just pencil me down for Julius Randle. I don't think he plays, given that he left and didn't come back, but they had a day off, so who knows? We'll see. But if Brunson is out, just give me Julius Randle. He's been on a tear as of late, the last 4 or 5 games, and if no Brunson, I think this could revert back to last year's Julius Randle, where he gets an uptick in assist potential. Everything is really gonna run through him. If Brunson is out, he may have a little small triple-double upside because the offense should run through him going against this Dallas Maverick team with no real presence down low. I'm gonna love Julius Randle here in this spot if Brunson is out at 9,300. And then coming in at the center spot, I'm going to take a look at John Collins here, 5,400. Now, the caveat is I need him to start at center. Do not play no games, Atlanta, man. I know we already know Clint Capella is out. Don't come out here with a Kongwu at center, man. Start John Collins at center. These Hawks are about at full strength. Hopefully Hunter plays tonight and we can get a starting lineup of Young, Murray, Hunter, Bogdanovich and Collins. So hopefully that start lineup we can get. Now if he doesn't start at center, I'm gonna be a little nervous, but I think he's still in play. Should approach 30 minutes, maybe a little more in a closer game. I'm gonna love John Collins. He start at center at 5,400 for these Atlanta Hawks. All right. There you have it. Just starting 5 for DraftKings: Tyrese Halliburton, OG Anunoby, Michael Porter Jr., Julius Randle, and John Collins. Get you some exposure to these guys. Get them in your player pools. You know they're gonna be in mine. Let's go take a look at FanDuel and see what I'm liking over there. If you haven't hit that like button yet, man, what are you waiting on? At the top, Jamal Murray, 7,400. Another play that's just a caveat for that Sabonis news. If Sabonis doesn't play, this game could possibly get ugly, so I may move off of my Denver Nuggets plays here, but I like Jamal Murray, 7,400. Minutes are up. He's working. He's rounding back into form. He's looking pretty good, man. These Denver Nuggets are looking like a young contender once again as they get back to full health. I like Jamal Murray at 7,400. At the shooting guard spot, man, stop playing with my boy. Y'all know, man, look, I'm about to stop giving y'all James Harden. Him and Embiid are on a tear right now. They doing everything for this 76ers team with no Maxey. You can play Embiid, you can play Harden any night of the week. Give me James Harden 9,600 going against this Washington Wizards team. Yeah, it's just him. If you just watch the games, it's just them two and pick and roll every time down the court. Either they give it to the block give it to the post, give it to Embiid on the block, or it's James Harden creating for himself, or it's them two in the pick and roll. It's everything is through them, man. Give me James Harden. When you can play both of them together, because when Embiid is going off and scoring, Harden probably gave them assists. That's how he had 21 assists that game. 11 of them was to Embiid, man. Give me James Harden 9,600. Just play him and Embiid in whatever format you want to do. Coming in at the small forward, staying with my boy Dante DiVincenzo. They refuse to move his price. You know he's going to do a little bit of everything for this Warriors team in a great, great matchup against the Charlotte Hornets. And if anything happens, Clay sits, Poole sits, foul trouble for any of the two, and he has to be called on to score a little more, he can give you a monster performance. We already seen him score 45 points in this situation, man. I like Dante DiVincenzo at 6K. They refuse to move his price tag. I love the matchup. Coming in at the power forward, stand with Michael Porter Jr., 5,800. Like I said, I don't mind playing him and Jamal Murray together. especially in this matchup against the Kings. But I need Sabonis to play. We got to wait on that news. Hopefully, we get it through morning shoot around. He's dealing. I think it's an issue with his thumb. I don't know if he want to put a brace on and play through it or what he's gonna do. So, big piece of news that's gonna affect my starting five. But if he's in, again, give me Michael Porter Jr. 5,800. And then coming at the center, man, you know he the thumbnail. You knew who it was gonna be. Julius Randle, 9,400. I just think he's probably a lock for me if Brunson is out, man. Give me Julius Randle 9,400, triple double upside right here in this spot. All right, there you have it, man. Your starting five for FanDuel: Julius Randle, Michael Porter Jr., Dante DiVincenzo, James Harden, and Jamal Murray. Get you some exposure to these guys. Get them in your player pool. You know they're gonna be in mine. That's going to do it for us here today, man. Y'all already know the motto. Chances make champions. Y'all green up. I'm going to catch y'all next time, all right? Let's get it.